It's Bailey. I need to get off out of Howie 4, so
Blah, blah, blah. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Howie 4. That's all I
It's your party that
yeah,
built it.
so I've
And
been
you've been
talking about
pushing those
stuff
policies
down.
for years and years and years. And now finally, when you
Yeah,
see people
call
too far
late.
and they say enough, and whether that's in New York or in Oakland or the rest of California, you turn around and belatedly say, all right, well, yes, we agree with this. We need to be tough on crime. But the mayor's coming on board for the repeal Prop 47 initiative. You have London Breed and the mayor saying that, great, okay, fine, it's good that they're finally seeing it, but can you might you have an apology for the fact that you in the first place, and you've given us a decade on these two Prop 47, a decade of disaster, and no apology. I mean, it's just outrageous. We mustn't let them get away with it.
Going to take a break for news on KMJ. Steve Hilton's with us. He'll be with us a bit longer. No problemo. The news update was KMJ News now.
A woman arrested in a deadly crash in Fresno's Power District is being arraigned today. 25-year-old Cameron Aguilar is charged with 3 felonies, including gross vehicular manslaughter, a DUI, and causing injury while driving under the influence. Fresno police say she hit 2 people on Wednesday at the Dollar Tree on Maroa and Fern. Police arrived to find an unhoused man and a woman in the parking lot. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. The woman was hospitalized at CRMC and expected to recover. Hundreds of former Bitwise employees can now gain access to some of their 401k contributions. ABC 30 Calvera reports that one of the lawyers representing the employees made the announcement on Thursday.
Fresno Bay checked out the furlough employees nationwide last May. Then weeks later, Bitwise Industries filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Without a balanced check and unpaid wages, the laid-off employees did not know the status of their retirement contributions.
There was a promise made that you're going to deduct this from my check, but it's going into my account. And that's what we need to get to the bottom of. We need to make sure it's all accounted for, that these folks got their money, and we'll continue to fight for their bounced paychecks, their unpaid wages, and their other damages that they have from this, what was a catastrophic event for these folks.
The attorneys are still going through the account and employee pay stubs to ensure all the funds are there. They promise to continue to fight for the former Bitwise employees.
Fresno Grizzlies announced their 2024 promotional calendar. 66 home games, over half the dates have a unique promotion tied to them. More will be announced later. The home opener and post-game fireworks is on April 9th. Other events include the Grizzlies' annual Independence Day celebration and 4th of July fireworks extravaganza and their Star Wars night. KMJ has a full link to the promo calendar on KMJNow.com. Singer-songwriter Jason Isbell is getting divorced. This Fox's Michelle Polino.
Jason Isbell and Amanda Shires are parting ways after nearly 11 years together. Isbell citing irreconcilable differences as the reason. The couple married in February of 2013 and performed together. She played fiddle and sang background vocals in his band, the 400 Unit. Isbell has played guitar in support of her all-star group, the Highwomen, which features Mara Morris, Brandi Carlile, and Natalie Hendy. The couple have an 8-year-old daughter named Mercy. Both have been open about their marital struggles. Isbell told the New York Times recording his 2020 album, reunions had a negative impact, not only on his marriage, but all his personal relationships. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
The Dow lost 54 points today. 133 at KMJ. Valley weather right now, mostly sunny. Currently 53 at Radio City. Our high 54. A little chilly tonight. We get down to 37 overnight. Tomorrow, Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 54. Sunday, we're looking at temperatures in the 60s and low to mid 60s next week. We'll see the sun in the forecast through Thursday. Showers popping up again on Friday. I'm Liz Kern on KMJ at KMJNow.com or wherever you stream.
Hey, it's KMJ, partnering with ABC 30 for the latest breaking news from Fresno and the Valley.
We've all heard the saying, when it rains, it pours, but over the past few years, that's changed to when it rains, it floods. It's a good thing Best Concrete Blocks has plenty of inventory available. Cities, counties, irrigation districts, dairies, construction companies, just about everybody is using concrete blocks to divert the flow of water and stay dry. Concrete blocks at just $150 when you pick them up. Call Bill Schubin at 288-7902.
Stop wasting precious water and fertilizers by being connected to your trees and your infrastructure. Get ready for Sigma with Water Report. Simplify planning with Vitech's new farm management tool. Save energy and labor during peak hours with automation. Enjoy Vitech's hassle-free mating disruption solution, MPVI maps, soil moisture data, frost, climate, and wind machines monitoring. With Vitech, you'll never grow alone. Get peace of mind with our 24/7 agronomic and tech support. Contact us at Vitech.com.
Valentine's Day 2024 at Orloff Jewelers in Big Garden Village. Can be a lot of things this year because the world is, under some pressure. Of course, this is the day about your significant other, but let's make it a day about our closest friends and family because we need them right now, right? There's probably 10,000 ways to say Happy Valentine's Day at Orloff Jewelers. A watch, a diamond, of course, but go in and see some of the more non-traditional things. One particular designer I'm going to recommend is David Yurman. I'm a big David Yurman freak, for men or women. I know with, bad vibes all around us and a big election coming up, and politics is never a clean thing anymore. You may not be in the mood to really do Valentine's Day like we traditionally do. So maybe this is that one year where we start our kicking beyond the signature of it. What made the lover in your life? You include the kids, you include your brother or sister, maybe your parents. You love them too, right? It's a great way to say I got you, I care, I'm there for you, and what you're choosing. There you are. Orloff Jewelers.
On the program Saturday morning with the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday, we'll talk with a guy who played in the Super Bowl, Cam Morrell. Are the Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas or not? Ben Ross in the Bay Area joins us to fill us in on the latest twist. From the Ag Center, Samuel Luper. He'll talk about next week's World Ag Expo. And Daily Beef entertainment critic Nick Shaker brings 3 reviews along. CGP, Saturday morning, 10 a.m. here on News Talk 580, 105.9 KMJ.
Ray Appleton on News Talk 580, 105.9 KMJ.
Steve Hilton is joining us on KMJ on a Friday. I know it's a little weird, but he's a busy guy. He's bouncing around the whole country trying to do stuff, and a lot of that stuff that he's trying to do is for California. How's that going, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm around. What I love is traveling around the state. I love being with you all in Fresno last week. I'll be back in a couple of weeks to Fresno and the Valley. I just really love it. I'm going to Bakersfield in a couple of weeks. I really, really love our state. I just do. And the more I travel around, and the more I see people and learn about what's going on, the more in love I fall with California, and the more I feel like we have to fight to change it in the ways that everyone wants, because everyone knows we need change.
I'm only giggling behind you because when you go to Fresno and Bakersfield, it's not as pretty where you live, but I know what you mean. I love it here, too.
No, but should I tell you something? And I said this, I don't know if we talked about it on air, but I definitely talked about it in many of the meetings that I had. I feel very at home when I come to Fresno and the Valley, because my family are Hungarian.
You've said that,
and
that's great.
And they come from, we're from the eastern side of Hungary. They call it the Dunantul, which is beyond the Danube. That's what it's known as. And it's actually another name for it is the Great Plains. And as the name suggests, it's incredibly flat and agricultural as far as you can see. And so the whole feeling I get when I visit an agricultural area like the Central Valley, but also actually down in Imperial County, I got the same feeling. Just that's a community I really connect to and feel at home in. So I love.
Yeah, down there in Raleigh, I used to live there, but I was 3. I don't recall it. But I was a very young child. I really loved it. Cool. Very,
very cool. Yeah, I really, really loved it. So look, there's just so much to focus on. We've got a lot going on, but this is just the start of what I'm hoping to do here with Golden Together and the ballot initiative I'm trying to get off the ground. All these things. Just it's the beginning of trying to create a really broad movement for change, because we've got to change. We know that it's not just the crime. It's everything, right? This state needs a complete overhaul, top to bottom, every issue. We need to change direction, get rid of this extremism, go more common sense, mainstream things that just are so obvious, right? They're not even that complicated. It's just like, okay, the schools should teach kids to read and write and do math and science and not do this political indoctrination. The taxes should be low so that we have incentives for people to stay here and grow their business. The regulations need to be simplified so that it's not a nightmare to run a business. The rules about building housing, I mean, on and on, every single thing. It's actually not complicated. What is complicated is trying to make it happen through a political system in California that's got so detached from the people. So you go to the one, by the way, this is true, and I don't mean to be rude about the people of Sacramento or the city itself, but the one place in California that I go and my heart kind of sinks is Sacramento. I'll be there next week, actually. In fact, I'll be talking to you from Sacramento. I've got a couple of meetings up there. And you go to Sacramento and you talk to people, you have meetings, and just the whole thing feels completely stuck in this kind of swamp of, well, we can't do this because the unions won't like it. We can't do that because the specialists won't like it. Oh, yes, you're right, and this is the right thing to do, but you'll never get it through the legislature. Oh, you'll never get it through this committee or that committee or this interest group or whatever. And so you just go there, and the answer is always no. It's just a nightmare. That's the problem.
The city of no. Hey, before, while I got you here, the whole thing going on the Supreme Court about Trump in Colorado case, just very quickly, I'm looking at this thing, I think we've even mentioned this to you before. They're getting pushback that all of the justices are giving these attorneys for Colorado a lot of pushback. I think this will be a very lopsided decision, 9-0, to stop the shenanigans and move on.
Exactly. I think that's right. That's what they want to do, I think. And with these kinds of incredibly high stakes and divisive rulings, they do want 9-0 as far as possible. And Robert, the Chief Justice John Roberts, really does care, I think, from everything you pick up. Of course, I've never met these people, but you get a sense that he really cares about the safety of the Supreme Court as an institution. And the last thing they want to be doing is wading into an election on one side or the other and looking like they're, helping one candidate or another. So they're going to, I think they're going to work incredibly hard, frankly, with all of this. I mean, this one I think is the easiest of all of them.
Oh, yeah.
On the law, it's just, in a way, a no-brainer. John just felt that on the oral argument today. But I think that, generally speaking, even there's a few more that are coming down. I think there's at least 2 more that are going to end up in the Supreme Court, and I think all related to Trump and the election. And I just think that their goal will be as minimalist as possible, to not make sweeping rulings, to not do things that really affect the election, to try and keep it narrow, keep it to the law, and just keep their legitimacy.
And that's a really good job. Some of the responses from some of the individual where this attorney thought he might find some safe, solid ground were not to this guy's liking, and you can hear it in his voice. He knew he was on the losing end of this one, and he should be. He should be, absolutely. Colorado, hopefully that remains precedent for Maine and anybody else who wants to try.
You're not supposed to do that. It's not lane.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be on where I
is that
am.
if you, over
They'll
the
cut
past
the
few
corner here. I
weeks
don't know
leading
why.
up to this, I've seen endless learning, articles in the New York Times and all these kind of publications where they have a legal expert, professor this, and doctor that of law or whatever, writing these things very kind of seriously about what are actually the so they've really misled their audience actually to believe that they're okay. And then it gets this one Supreme Court. And so it's a really interesting example of how the propaganda of the left is just punctured by reality.
So, what's going on with the podcast? We need to be, I'm sure it's all brilliant. But what have you been doing? What's up?
With the Steve Hilton show, we got one thing that we're doing, it's a weekly show, by the way, for those who don't know. I know people very sweetly say to me, we miss you on Fox. Of course, I'm still on Fox.
All the time.
Yeah, no, I'm on a lot, but I was on with Giovanni this morning. But the thing is that I do have a weekly podcast called The Steve Hilton Show. You can get it wherever you get the podcast. And very similar to the show I used to do. I sort of weigh in on the big news of the week, and then there's always a policy section. And then we always talk about California. So this week, we call it California Corner, and we have a regular guest. We have Susan Shelley, who's fantastic sometimes, from the Southern, I always get the name wrong, the Orange, Southern California News Group. I think it's called. She's a fantastic opinion columnist. We have, just this week, Katie Bryant from California Globe.
Know her well.
So she was our guest this week. And then the new thing we're doing just this year, because we have all these elections, where we have, we feature a candidate on an important race somewhere in California, because, it's hard for some of these candidates to get on the media, actually. and get the exposure. And I care very much about giving them that opportunity. So every week we have a different candidate, and that's a great way for them to spread their message. So it's always fun to do, and it's once a week.
Yeah, that works out well when you're doing the podcast. You're not held to the rules of radio, corporate radio, that, when you're in the window of an election, you got to give equal time. You got to have one on, you got to have them all on, and it kind of ruins it from, a point of view of trying to get a point across politically, which this show is about, but still, I got to do what the boss is saying, that's that. So, all right. Will we be talking to you next Tuesday, or do you have to move it around a bit?
Yes, no, it's not. We're all set. I do worry that it's going to be moved around more than either of us would like. But next week is good. We're all set. I will be in Sacramento. I've carved out time. We'll be doing our normal 1 o'clock on Tuesday, and I'll be speaking to you just after I've spoken to the conference of people there in Sacramento, and I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, my friend. You stay safe. We'll talk to you next Tuesday, and keep the kids' fight going there. I will. All the way. Go for it. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Bye-bye. Steve Hilton on KMJ. Always. Nice change to share the program that I've been hogging for over 36 years to myself with somebody else. And I'll join us at the regular time of next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. I don't know if there is a regular time because he's bouncing around doing so much that, it's easy for us to say, okay, that guy. But let's see, 1 o'clock next week on Thursday. No, he can't have it if he wants it. Because that's Victor State. We got a lot to talk to him about. Philip will be here, and he's going to tell you what's coming up on KMJ for the next 4 hours. Stay with us.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Six Paper Sticks provides soothing, non-manipulative papers in an easy supply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family. Thanks.
Six Paper Sticks, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Six Paper Shower for steamy Six Papers. Use direct Paper Sticker Sticks for now. Paper Shower is also.
Hey, Blake Taylor here for Strickland Drilling. Listen, this is the go-to company in the San Joaquin Valley for quality ag and residential well drilling. I'm here with Brian Cavazos. He's the general manager at Strickland. Brian, what's the number one question you're being asked by customers? I would imagine it's about cost, right?
It's actually not about the cost. Right now it's about time. How quick can we get out to them? We're hearing from people, other companies are taking months and months to get out to them. We're generally there in 6 to 8 weeks.
That's fast.
Yeah, we're moving a lot quicker than most companies right now.
Sure sounds like it. So what about the cost? I mean, is it cost prohibitive, or are you guys real competitive with the competition?
We're definitely competitive. I hear from customers left and right that we are right in line with every other company that's out there. All of our estimates are free. Give us a call and we'll get you right on the board.
What's the number?
559-352-7228.
And the website?
StricklandDrilling.com.
Strickland Drilling for all of your well drilling needs. Call for an appointment today, 352-7228. That's 559-352-7228 or StricklandDrilling.com.
This March, ask yourself a big question. Would you pay double the price to get half the stuff? That's what the backers of Measure E are asking you for. They want you to pay twice the price to fund Fresno State and only receive half of the benefits. Measure E punishes Fresno County families by forcing them to pay a second time for improvements that we've already paid for with our income, property, and sales taxes. Instead of fighting to send those tax dollars to Fresno State, useless politicians like Assemblyman Jim Patterson are trying to convince you to pay double cost due to their incompetence. At a time when the price of gas, food, and clothes for our kids are at all-time highs, why would we make them more expensive by approving a double tax? Democrats, the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association, and Guardians of Growth, and vote no on Measure E. Get the facts at MeasureEsucks.com. Ad paid for by